Hello, we are in Berlin and we meet Sarah Oppenheimer at the gallery of Alexander Duve in Berlin. Sarah, hello.
Hello.
I heard this is your first exhibition in Berlin, Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
First visit, and we have the art fair right now in Berlin. Have you seen something of the art fair?
Oh, not yet.
Not yet, so you're here
Yes.
in the gallery. Sarah does very interesting stuff with periscopes, and her exhibition here has a very specific name with letters and numbers. Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about the exhibition here?
Sure. The project grows out of effectively a dictionary of holes that I've been working on for the past few years. And the dictionary of holes has three basic types. So the first type is what I refer to as a wormhole, which came about through a cognitive scientist by the name of William Warren. And the second type is a cinema hole, and the third is a horizon hole. So this particular configuration grows out of the the cinema hole type, or type group, in that this sets up the possibility of thinking of architecture as like a cinematic experience, where the architecture tries to mimic or mirror a reverse shot scenario in film by allowing us to have two very intimate perspectives simultaneously as opposed to sequentially in terms of what happens in cinema.
It's difficult to explain in words what we have seen here in the gallery. You have the pieces of you, and you have very different perspectives from every side where you're standing here. Can you explain a little bit more the two perspectives things here?
Yes, so basically the piece is designed to allow you to have two lines of sight simultaneously from any given position. So what this particular piece does, which is called P41, is that it allows you to look, let's say, directly through a hole and then through a periscope-like structure which bends or doubles that image and inverts it. So what you view from the gallery side is the bottom half of the body above the top half of the body, and the middle of the body below what is now the bottom.
And would you say it's created, or do you want the spectator, the visitor of the gallery, do you want to bring him in different views? Is that an intention of your art, or is it more the architectural point of view?
I'm not sure I understand your question. So are you saying that it's about the experience of the viewer, or it's about the object?
It's the point of the viewer. So if you look at these pieces, you have a different way from wherever you watch the pieces.
Yes.
And I can imagine that as you would like to bring the visitor in a special point of viewing things.
Yes, I'm interested in both the visitor having a special point of viewing things and the visitor being viewed by other visitors. So it's not a one-way experience in that sense.
And this typology of holes you created as a basic of your art, can you explain a little bit more about the typology?
Well, the typology is simply it's a pretty simple classification system, which allows me to think about how very specific behavioral or visual things affect, or how do I say this? So how each whole, in fact, has contained within its form a set of visual structures. And those visual structures are highlighted in this classification system in order to call attention to how changes in vision affect our perception of space. So I can give you more detail, but that's the basic outline.
I was just wondering, because I read somewhere that your art has a basis like also a criticism of the existing art institution. I don't know if this is right, and that was my question before. Do you want to give the people a different point of view in visiting art, or especially your art?
Well, I think that in a way, thinking of critique of institution has an extraordinary historical sort of base, and I do think that's extremely interesting. But in some ways, I'd like to deflect the problem of or perhaps reflect on and deflect from this problem of institutional critique, precisely because I want to turn the experience of looking at something back onto the person who is looking.
Is it special for you to exhibit the first time in Berlin, or what is special with Berlin for you?
Yeah, it's fantastic here. It's amazing here. People have been extraordinarily generous, and it's totally interesting, and everyone seems to be very, very engaged and energetic, and it's been a great experience.
I mean, you did a lot of exhibitions abroad, especially in America, where you live.
Yeah.
So you're very well known already there. And what's the next step after Berlin?
The next step is actually in London.
In London. Sarah, good luck for the next step and good luck for the future. Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.
Also die sind in diesem Boden, im Boden so ein Loch ist und das geht raus durch ein bisschen Zeit. Das ist sehr komplex. Aber es ist 2010.